but I do a lot. I'ma make a toast cause we still alive.
This
No
is the
big,
Understanding a Man
I feel like
podcast,
Pac.
and
Shoot the
we just
shot.
tend to just come from a certain
Coming in
angle
hot.
over here of just sharing some information from a male point of view, and I have the opportunity this evening of this evening. It feels good to me, all right, because I normally don't talk about
Coming in hot.
the fraternity
Just
that
like the
I'm involved
fajita.
in. I'm a
I write what
member
I
of
live.
Kappa Alpha Psi
My
Fraternity
life in the speaker.
Incorporated,
Nice with the flow.
Beta Chi chapter, Spring '97 initiate, 5 clubs. So shout out to all the 5 clubs that's out there. All right. um, and the great thing that I had on my side is that I had a chance of just moving to Atlanta and migrating towards an amazing chapter, the Stone Mountain Lithonia Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. Um, and so before we get into the direction I want to go in, it's funny, this evening I had a conversation with my son. And so he just asked me a question. We were just talking about some things. My son Marcus, he's 26 years old, and so he was just asking a couple of questions. And he said, he was just like, Dad, like, what's the difference between? He was talking about something that happened on Insecure, right? And that I think the person that's on Insecure had on like the coat of arms from AKA, right? And then he was just like, today I guess the episode must have came out yesterday. So today on social media, people were just like going in on her, right? About just how could she wear that? And he was just like, Dad, like, what's the difference between these sororities and fraternities and gangs? Right. And I was just like, interesting. Okay. So when he was just like, because, people were just coming at her talking about they're going to snatch this off and snatch that off or whatever. And so I'm going to allow that to unfold during this conversation. But there's a huge difference between gangs and fraternities and sororities. And I'll just speak for the entire Divine Nine. And we do have some individuals that have pride about certain things or whatever. And I actually went into talking to him, and I was just like, hey, it doesn't matter whether it's a church organization or a social organization, whatever. Some people they just go hard in the paint for that organization, and they just do a bit much. And I said, but then there's also a level of community service that we do that separates us from a gang perspective, right? And so I went into some other pieces, but I want to highlight that specific portion because, we are men of achievement. There are 5 principles that we also just act off of, and just overall, Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, although there are some individuals that might go hard in the paint for it, we are not a gang. Okay. And one of the pieces that we have attached ourselves to is our guide right program. And so that's the space to whereas we from a community perspective of just supporting our black men, our young black men, but just people period in the community. But I don't want to go too much into it because I have some special guests here that are going to kind of break it down a little further, right? But I thought that was so important when my son said that earlier today of this, the correlation between us being a gang, and just that even though we were already scheduled to do today's podcast, it's interesting that happened yesterday, and he's just like, what's just the overview of it, right? So I want to bring an amazing individual on stage really quickly, Mr. Michael Rucker. I've had an opportunity of working with him with the Stone Mountain Lithonia Kappa League. And so I know he's in transit right now. So if it breaks up a little bit, just give him a little grace or whatever. But I want, I want Rucker for you to come on board and just kind of introduce yourself and just tell us about, who is Stone Mountain Lithonia of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity, and and what is Kappa League, and what have you been rocking and rolling doing inside of that space. So I know that's like 5 questions at the same time, so I ask them to you again if you miss any. But just start off by telling us about just who's Stone Mountain Lithonia Alumni Chapter.
All right. So greetings, everyone. My name is Mike Rucker. Originally from St. Louis, Missouri. Alumnus. I'm actually a member of the Stone Mountain Lithonia Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi, which was founded in December in 1988. in Stone Mountain, Georgia. And our chapter itself prides on actually giving back to young men. So basically, you pay everything forward. And so the Guy White program, which was founded in the 1920s in St. Louis, Missouri, which is special to me, we give back to the young men of the community. We help them become young men, teach them how to become leaders. Because the actual name of our Guy White program for young men is a Kappa Instructional Development, Leadership Development League. So it's short for Kappa League.
Do me a favor, Rucker, really quickly. Go back to wherever you were about, 10 seconds ago. You were like super loud or whatever. So if you could repeat that really quickly, because it kind of faded out just a little bit.
Oh, my apologies.
Right there. Stay, okay, right. You good right there, sir.
Gotcha. Okay. So again, Stone Mountain, December 1988. In Stone Mountain, Georgia. Our actually Guy Right program, and the Guy Right program is actually an initiative used to help students. And first, it started with college students, helping to make sure they have the resources they need.
Uh-oh. You went out, Rucker. I'll have to blend that in. Whenever you come back, I'll have to blend that on in. It's okay. I got cut and paste. Rucker, where you at? Rucker. You there? Oh, you're there. You should have been home in front of your computer.
on that Wi-Fi, that good Wi-Fi.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, man. We need that good Wi-Fi, man. We need that gig. Oh, man. That's funny.
All right.
So he went out and came back. Okay. All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
All right, there you go.
All right, cool. So I don't know what that was, but
it was so long ago we don't remember what you were saying. So
okay, yeah, it happens in life. But so the Guy Right initiative, which was started by the St. Louis alumni in the 1920s, was actually for to actually give resources to college young men that they had actually needed. So basically, it was a resource program to provide resources to brothers and young men in college. And in the 1970s in California, it actually morphed and extended to high school young men and younger men so they can actually learn how to become leaders. So the actual name is the Kappa Instructional Development Development League. So again, the Kappa Instructional Leadership Development League, short Kappa League. And so in 2003 at Stone Mountain under Rasheen Booker, our Kappa League got started. And since then, we've been flourishing. And with that being, we've put a lot of young men in college. We taught a lot of young men that now to this day are members of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. But we were geared towards actually building within African American young men the pride, the culture, and the leadership so they can be successful in the dynamics of society. I was listening earlier to what you said about the question from your son, the difference between gangs and fraternities and sororities. Well, fraternities and sororities, as far as by now, is college-based. And what people don't understand about gangs is a lot of young men join gangs or young women join gangs because they want to feel like they belong to something. So if you do not have something there that can buffer that make them understand that they are important and they belong to something that is protected, they will join the gang. And that's where we provide that alternative. We're literally an alternative to those gangs. We are the actual dynamic of helping you become a better person, per se, educational, social, and community-wise. We're helping you become community and social leaders for the next generation or for the next small fry or for the younger individual, from college to high school, from high school to middle school to elementary school. We are that gap. And as we are African-American men, we cater towards African-American men. And then Stone Mountain, not only do we have the Kappa League, the Kappa Instructional Leadership Development League, we also have the Achievement Gap program for those African-American young men who are not considered your talented 10th, but African-American young men who may have been kicked out of school or may have gotten out of prison or jail, RYDC. And we help them turn their lives around. So we have a lot of different programs that we're doing, that we initiate to help our youth, our community actually build and grow. Because you build off the backs of the small fries, so they understand what they need to do to actually get back to the community, become productive citizens.
Ugh. You know what? So what I'm going to do is at the end of this, I'm going to take this and hit share and send to to my son or whatever. No, but that's a great breakdown. I really appreciate that, particularly with the level of community service that we have. And that last portion that you were just speaking about with you were saying about just helping those that have been incarcerated. Expand that real quick, because that's a part that people maybe don't really know about.
All right. So in 2014, we decided to develop a program. I as an individual and educator, saw a need that there are young men in the community that were not being serviced because they were the forgotten. Those are the ones that fall through the crack. Those are the young men who were being kicked out of normal school due to behavioral actions, or they were the young men that were returning from RYDC or youth detention centers. They were the ones that fall through the cracks. Because when you typically deal with guide and mentoring programs, you get those young men that are readily available to you, which are typically young men in school. But you never reach back to grab those young men who may have been kicked out because you see them as problem children, or may have been returning and back into civilization from RYDC.
Okay.
So what we did was we wrote a program for those young men to help recapture them and show them that they can to achieve with their second chance.
Okay.
So that's what we did, and that's called the Achievement Gap Program.
I like
the
that.
Achievement Gap Program has been very successful. We have a 98% success rate. What does that mean? Basically, 98% of our students from the program have graduated and went on to either the military or secondary education, which is college. So that's what that means. So that just shows you, when you actually reach out and grab their hands and pull them up, they will achieve and they will succeed. Not everyone, because you can't have everyone, because everyone does not want help. But those who do, you can show them something different. And when you put them around successful African-American men or successful men, period, they do start to want better for themselves, because everybody wants to be accepted. And as you raise the bar and they try to reach that bar, they become something better than they were originally. And that is something that they thought they never could be, which is something greater than they were.
Man, I really appreciate you sharing that information, because there's nothing else really. That was a mic drop right there. And so, but how about this, y'all? So, even though we could sit here and just talk about, what Kappa League is and what it can do, we have the pleasure right now of actually having an individual that came from the Kappa League program, was attending Stevenson High School, and so I'll let him kind of go into who he is or whatever. But I got Mr. Benjamin right here, right? And so, what's going on, Ben? How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay, cool. So, Rucker was talking real strong just then, right? So he was real strong with it. The program sounds absolutely amazing, right? But I think that you are a product of the Stone Mountain Lithonia Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, of the Kappa League program that we've been rocking with. You're a product of that. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and so for the record, okay, what high school did you attend, sir?
Oh, the best high school, Stevenson High School.
Okay, the best high school. All right. You know what? So how about this? Let's just take a moment. So what was your experience with Kappa League? What was your experience, and what does Kappa League mean to you?
My experience opened my eyes, really. I honestly didn't know about Kappa League until like 2 days before. And so,
that's okay.
So yeah, I went. So I got a note from one of my homeboys who's in band with me. He said, "I'm doing this Kappa League. I want you to come do it with me." I was like, "Man, I ain't got time for that, man. Like I'm just trying to graduate high school and just trying to leave. I ain't got time to do all the extracurricular stuff, because I was in band already." So he taught me into it basically. So did the meeting, got in Kappa League, and it just started opening my eyes, like different things that I didn't know happened around school. Like
hold on, real quick. Hold on. You said you got in Kappa League.
Yeah.
How did you get in? What is that? Give me the elevator version of what do you mean you got in? Like, okay, how did you get in?
You gotta go through a informational meeting, and then you gotta have a interview for it, like a job interview. So the job so like just like the interview for Kappa League is just like a job interview. So like Mr. Rucker said, they prepare you for things that happen in life.
Mm-hmm.
So you get an interview. They ask you like why do you want to do this? Like, what can you benefit from us? What can we benefit from you? What can you bring from the table? Things like that.
Okay. All right. So I guess you did okay in the interview, right? Because you made it
through.
Okay. All right. All right. So, okay. So you get into Kappa League, all right? You had to go through the interview process, and so then when you got in, like, what's the experience? What are you doing? What did you experience in Kappa League?
Oh, you're doing everything from community service, feeding the homeless, going to different churches, bagging up groceries, going to different schools, reading the children. Just about everything in the community that you need to do that's positive. Really.
Okay. And y'all do a college tour, right? Don't y'all do
college tours?
How was that experience for you? Where did y'all go? Where did you go?
We went to Kennesaw State.
Okay.
Went to Kennesaw and we went to Morehouse College.
Okay.
Man, and from back then, looking at it now, like I thought I was the man on campus. I wasn't even on campus yet. Just like a high school or just on a campus college, like it's different. And then you got like you walk around like a VIP, like you walking around with the Kappas, around different people. They're telling you these different buildings, different majors they have that you can go to school for. It's just like having the big brother.
Okay. So you thought you was the man, right? You tried to put the cart before the horse, you know what I'm saying? Like it's try to use our clout. Sit down, okay. No, that's what's up though. And so you joined what year did you join?
Kappa League 2015.
What year were you?
That was my senior year.
That was your senior year. So,
yes, sir.
I mean, is there a certain year that you would recommend that people would join, or because you joined your senior year, you happen to get in there, right? Is there a particular year or what? Particular year to join? Meaning?
Year, but it's not a particular year, but the earlier the better.
Okay.
Because the earlier you join, the more you can learn.
Okay.
I would say that.
Okay. Give me one or two things. I know it was 2015. Give me one or two things that you learned while you were in Kappa League.
One, responsibility. Responsibility. You got to be responsible, not just for you, but people around you, people you call your brothers, things that you do inside school, outside of school, because there's always eyes looking at you.
Okay.
And two, accountability.
Okay.
Like, be responsible for like things that you did. If you did it, just say, I did this, I did that. And just like hold yourself accountable at all times.
Mm-hmm. So, and how old are you right now?
24.
Okay, you're 24. Hey, did you know that question was coming? Did I tell you that question before? Yeah, that question I just asked you. That was pretty good, the way you answered that. Hey, Rucker. He did real good right there, man. He did good.
You got our products, but I'm gonna tell you a secret that most people realize. I'm a Kappa League alumnus.
Okay.
From the Midwest, though, so I actually came out of the Kappa League where it started.
Okay.
So I was a Kappa Leaguer from the St. Louis Alumni Kappa League. So I'm literally from where God right started, and so people can have a true understanding of the dynamic. Where I'm from, gangs are big. I'm from St. Louis. I'm from the north side of St. Louis, where you either pick one side or the other. And
y'all ain't hard, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't hard, you know what I'm saying?
No, they ain't hard, they're just murderers, but so, but this is a very important thing that people need to understand. the men of Kappa Alpha Psi from St. Alumni, they actually went into the inner city, into the hood, and pulled young men that were in gangs and running the streets out of the hood. It showed them something different. So you had a bunch of young men who were banging in the streets.
That's bold.
And these educated men went into these streets and took these young men out of the streets and said, "Here, I'm going to show something different." And actually,
what year was that? Like, give me that year. When was that?
That was 1993.
Dang. Wow.
And they took us out of the inner city, and then they showed. And I'm gonna tell you, this is the crazy thing. So a lot of us are members of Kappa Alpha Psi now. So you had all these gang members that are now members of Kappa Alpha Psi.
I want to take that in so many different directions right now.
So think about it. You had people like, and some of us ended up in Morehouse. Think about it. Not everybody don't get into Morehouse, but you had a lot of people from the same guy right program get into Morehouse.
Right.
From the inner city of St. Louis.
Right.
People don't understand that dynamic and the importance that shows. That shows that no child is without redemption, and no child there's no child that can't overcome their environment if given the resources and people to pour into them. And that's what the Kappa League and the Guy Right program is about.
You know what? So this is that's great, because it's kind of like we have a then and now, right? We have a then of like you in the early 90s, right? And then we got the now of Ben, you like 2015, 16 or whatever. So I like that because it shows a consistency and the level of appreciation from both of you, but it's just, different details from a story perspective. So, so here's the thing. So I know that there has, for most Kappa League chapters, they've already been underway, right? And this is something for, in the future for those that might be looking at Kappa League or just wanting to get an understanding of it. I know Rucker, there are interviews that are already going on right now. I know it might be too late, last minute. By the time this gets played, it's gonna already, we might already have those individuals for this particular semester or whatever. But talk to me about what is the process, Rucker, of in the future. Is it next semester, or is it fall for next year for somebody to think about? How do I do this? How do I apply?
So our informationals are in August and September. Our interviews are in September and October. But it also depends on what's going on. We only have a certain number of slots because you only have a certain number of brothers. Because we want to make sure that the kids get hands-on experience and they get true mentoring, and just not clumped together to say you do something. So what happens is we do it every fall. Every fall we have our informational interview process. If you don't make it then it's just like a job, or just like how you got to wait till the next acceptance period.
Right.
So if you're in the Stone Mountain Lithonia area, or if you're a child that your parents don't mind driving you from wherever you're coming from, you will look out for our flyers. You can talk to your administrators at their schools, so they can reach out to us and let us know that you have an interest.
What schools are those? What schools are those right now?
You got Arabian Mountain, you have Stevenson, you have Redan, you have MLK. You have basically all the schools in the Stone Mountain Lithonia area. Lithonia High School, all those schools. We even have kids at Eagles Landing Christian Academy. And Kip Academy, and things of that nature.
Right.
They come, love it. They come from various places. If their parents are willing to transport them to the Stone Mountain area for our meetings and for our events. Now, all of our events are not just in Stone Mountain. Our events are everywhere. We help in Decatur, we help in Atlanta, we help in Clayton County. We just do things everywhere because we want to make sure that we are visible so people know, hey, this does exist. And maybe this would be a good idea for our son, or our nephew, or our cousin, or our grandson, whoever it may be. So we're always somewhere. And there are Kappa League chapters in pretty much every county in the state of Georgia. And if you ever need or ever want to, all you got to do is type in Kappa League, the county you in, and something should pop up.
You know what? I'm glad you just said that. Can you take a moment? If I am listening and I'm in California and I want to, I'm interested in Kappa League because of what the foundations and things that you're talking about right now. Or if I'm in Atlanta, what do I do if I want to be a part of this organization? Because this is countrywide, right?
Right.
So it's actually, excuse me, it's actually worldwide.
Worldwide, exactly worldwide. Yes.
So what do I do? Just give me worldwide, and then just give me domestic.
So
What
if
would I
you're a
do?
worldwide, what you do
And
is
then
you
give
would
me
type
local.
in,
Give me local. Give me local.
you would type in Kappa Alpha Psi, and you can type in guide right, and it will come up for wherever. Typically, with Google, it typically takes you to the closest thing to you. But you gotta click on that, click on our website, and type in guide right or mentorship, and it should pop up for you. If you're in your, that's worldwide. Countrywide, you type in Kappa League, and it should pop up to wherever you are, and you can literally reach out to anybody that's in the Kappa League or any advisor that's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi or that's a part of the Guide Right program, and they will be able to get you in touch with your local Kappa League chapter.
Right.
So that's basically how that goes. You can get in touch with any member of Kappa Alpha Psi, and you ask them, "Hey, I live here. I need to get in touch with the Kappa League guide right in my area. Please connect me," and they will do that for you.
And I'm gonna be selfish and just say locally, how can they get in contact with the Stone Mountain Lithonia chapter of Kappa League?
You can type in. You can either go to our our chapter website, which is smnoops.org, or you can go ahead and email our Kappa League at, let me get it for you so I can make sure. It's
Okay.
smla.kappaleague@gmail.com.
Say that one more
Again,
time, sir. Say it one more time.
it's smla.kappaleague@gmail.com.
Okay.
We got it. We good. We straight.
No. We good. So, what we're gonna roll out. First of all, I want to thank you guys just for coming on board and just sharing this information this evening, about Kappa League. This is definitely something that, those of you who are looking for that level of mentorship or just, wanting to. I just love how Ben was just explaining his experience with Kappa League. And just, Ben, I'm really big on watching nonverbal communication. So like your face lit up. So what you were saying was real. I know people can't see this, but I saw your face and I was just like, oh, he's telling the truth. Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, any parting words, Ben, that you want to give to anybody who, might kind of be interested, might not be interested, just what are your thoughts about just Kappa League if you just had to just give some parting words?
I would say if you're interested, give it a try. You never know what might happen.
Right.
I never knew what might happen. That turned out all right. It turned out amazing. But just give it a try. You never know what might happen. Okay.
Hey, man. Hey, Ben, you good off the cuff, man. You like your impromptu is pretty good, sir. Hey, Rucker, any parting words on Kappa League, sir?
Be the change you want to see.
Okay, you want to be deep and whatnot. Okay. Be the change you would like to see. Okay. Amen. Okay. Yeah, and how can they follow Stone Mountain alumni? Either one of you want to give those parting pieces? How can they just follow on social media to see what's going on? Rucker, go ahead. You can go ahead and say. I don't know if Ben took his camera off, so I don't know if he had to go to bed or whatever.
No, I'm trying to find the name of the
social media. Okay, Rucker, you got it. Either one of y'all got the social media. I know y'all are always out here rocking in the field, and so you're, the following you're doing the work. So that's awesome. So yeah, how can people just follow to see what's going on? I know that there is a turkey drive that's coming up pretty soon, next month. And so I know Kappa League is heavily involved in that. So
for the Stone Mountain Alumni Chapter, the Instagram, right, you can follow that is SMNoops on IG. And for the Kappa League to keep up, say it again.
So say that one more time. What's the handle on that?
It's SMNUPES for the Stone Mountain Alumni Chapter.
Okay.
And for the Kappa League, to keep up with everything that we do, our Instagram is supreme_clientele.
Okay. People with those difficult handles, supreme_clientele. Okay, we're going to have to talk about that handle. We're going to revise
clientele with a K. Clientele with a K. KLIENT.
It seems as I said, such a more difficulty. All right, so this is the Understanding a Man podcast, and so it was a pleasure of having Kappa League on board, and just the representation of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Shout out to all the noobs listening, and we just gonna keep it moving. Might have another part 2 on this next year. Okay, we're gonna.
I'ma make a toast because
if they wanted to apply, it's too late now.
No big. I feel like Pac.
Oh man! All right.
I'm coming in.
All right, so we good.
All right.
So, everybody good? I thought that was good.
Yeah. It was informative. Hopefully they, people, when they listen, they understand. We here to help people. This ain't no game.